Hello everyone, good evening. Today we are going to learn about Python data types and variables. So, Python data types and variables. So, welcome to this session on variables and data types in Python. In any programming language, data is the heart of everything we do. Today we have learned how Python stores and handles data using the variables and different data types. So whatever the programming language, either it can be Java, C, C++, Python, you have to store the data and you should know how to handle the data. Basically, all the programming languages are going to work with the data. So you should know how to store it and how to handle it. For that, you have to create a variable to store the data and you have to define what kind of data you are going to store in the variable. So that determines the data type of this data. That is what you are going to learn today. What is a variable? A variable is like a container or a label that stores data in a memory. Instead of using the value directly, we give it a name to make our code readable and reusable. So it is kind of a box where I'm going to keep 5 to 6 chocolates. The first chocolate is belongs to some company name which has a numeric value. The second chocolate belongs to the company name which has got a character value. And the third chocolate belongs to a company name which got a decimal value. But all are getting stored in a single variable. That is called memory. Instead of using the value directly, you give it a name to make our code readable and reusable. For example, if I want to use an integer value 5, if I want to use a string value Python, if I want to use a decimal value 12.5, I cannot give the name for the value. I should give the name for the variable which is going to store this value. That is called variable. In Python, you no need to declare the variable types. It automatically decides based on the value you are going to assign. For example, I am going to create a variable A and store the value 5 into it. The moment you are going to assign the value 5 to the variable A, it is going to assign the data type for that variable A as an integer. This is called implicit conversion. For example, x equal to 10, name is equal to Alice, price equal to 99.5. Here x is an integer, name is a string, price is a float. So integer belongs to the data type, 10 belongs to integer data type, Alice belongs to string data type, and 99.5 belongs to float data type. What are the rules for creating this variable? It must start with a letter or underscore. It cannot start with a number. It can contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Or case sensitive. If you are going to give starting letter as a capital, you should give capital. If you are going to give the small letter at the starting of the letter variable, you should give it as a smaller letter. So the valid underscore name is equal to Python. Underscore invalid is equal to 123. First two are the valid variable names. The last one, which is starting with the number, it is wrong. So your variable name can start with a letter or underscore. It cannot start with a number. It can contain letters, numbers, and underscores. And you should take care of the case sensitivity. Python data types overview. Numeric data type, string, boolean, sequence, mapping, and set. Of course, integer, float, and complex, they all operates on the numbers, so they belong to the numeric. The text data belongs to the string. It can be a word, a character, a string, or a sentence. Boolean means true or false, 0 or 1. Sequence means list, tuple, and range. List is a collection of stores data of different data types, heterogeneous items. You can store numeric, float, string, everything together in the list, tuple. The sequence of the elements in the list can have multiple data types. The sequence of the elements in the tuple can have multiple data types. Range means you are going to give the range of numbers 0 to 100, 1 to 10, 2 to 20. Mapping means dictionary. You are going to relate a value with a key. Key colon value, it comes with the dictionary. Set is a unique collection of elements. This also got a collection of the different data types, but it always maintains a unique data. It removes the duplicates. This is about the Python data types overview. Quick data type demonstration. X is equal to 25, Y is equal to 12.5, name is equal to John, E is active is equal to true, numbers equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I have defined a variable X and stored the numerical value into it. I have defined a variable Y and stored the float into it. I have defined a variable name and stored John into it. E is active is equal to true. In that E is active variable, I am storing the value true. In the numbers variable, I am going to store the list of data 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, print all the data types. Type of X is integer. The type is a function which is going to show you the data type of that particular variable. Type is the function which is going to show you the data type of the particular variable. Type of X is int, type of Y is float, type of name is string, type of E is active is boolean, and type of numbers is list. Mutable versus immutable data types. Mutable means you can change the element in the list. You can change the element. For example, in the list, I have a set of data 1, 2, 3. I want to add 4 into this list. So using this append method of the list, I'm able to add 4 into this list. That's the way it is called mutable. I'm able to change the existing list. Immutable means name is equal to John. Name dot replace of J, K. So you are going to replace J with K, but still the name is John. You are not able to replace John with some other name. That is why it is called immutable. Mutable means you can change the data. Immutable means you cannot change the data. Summary: variables store the data and they have their own names. Python assigns data types automatically. Common types are integer, float, string, list, dictionary, and boolean. Mutable data types can be changed and immutable cannot be changed. So you create a variable, assign the value to it. The moment the variable is created, the data type will be assigned according to the value you are going to assign to this variable. And every variable have its own name. There are rules in creating this name of this variable. When Python is going to assign the data type to the variable, that is called implicit conversion. Common data types are integer supports a number, float, decimal, string, var, character, sentence. List is a set of data which has got a collection of multiple data types. Dictionary contains a key colon value, that is mapping data. Boolean is either true or false. Mutable means you can change the value of the data. Immutable means you cannot change the value of the data. This is about the short introduction of the data types and variables in Python. I hope you have enjoyed this session. If you have any queries or if you need any further content on this, please post your queries in the below link. Thank you all.